FDP. And in this session, our distinguished invited speaker, Dr. M.A. Shaho, will deliver his lecture on an interesting topic. And he is an associate professor of the Department of Physics, NIT Srinagar. His research area of interest includes nanoscience and nanotechnology. He has more than 60 publications in reputed international journals. He worked in several universities abroad. And in his lecture, he will discuss multifunctional nanomaterials for better life. And actually, it's a some application-oriented lecture on nanomaterials. I am now requesting Dr. Sahu to present his lecture. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sure. Thank you, Professor Bhattacharya. Thank you. Sir, am I audible, Professor Bhattacharya? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir, you are totally audible.
I'm audible. And my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, visible.
It is audible.
Okay, okay. And then convey my thanks at the outset to Professor Hussain also and to his students who have been in touch with me. Thank you very much. It's indeed an honor for us to talk to Tripura and then talk to the faculty and eminent administration and then the students of a great university. So you have given a very good title of this, your faculty development program, Novel Materials. These are indeed novel materials. Materials have been doing good to the life. Now new kind of materials have come up, nanomaterials. They have revolutionized the life, almost every sphere of the life. It's an obligation. It's a duty on our part. Professor Bhattacharya Sahab will agree with me that we need to expose to our students, we need to take to our students to the new frontiers of these material sciences. And then tell them the recent breakthroughs, what is happening in novel nanomaterials. I was reading in the morning how these new materials, how these nano dimension materials are doing wonders in our, and they are finding applications in our day-to-day life. So students need to be given acquaintance about these new materials and about this new area of science which is emerging. From the last 1 decade, it has been probably not so much. I cannot say it like that. It has completed its journey. It is still in infancy, and I'm sure and I believe that once it completes its journey, life will be altogether new, and life of we people and our children and their children will be benefited immensely. I believe so. So we'll move ahead. So one kind of a novel material, as I have been seeing to you, showing to you, is these particles, altogether different particles. This is the first kind of a science where size and shape matters. It gives a birth to a new geometry. It's altogether new. It was not before, and it was not during our times when we used to go to school, and I am not too old. So from last 2 decades, a new science has emerged up which talks about these materials, small materials, and that too of different shapes and sizes. And then see the shape of a nanoparticles in a body fluids may help to identify the type of a disease. It decides the type of a disease, it's a shape, it's a size. This science was never before earlier. And then see that visionary of a visionary physicist, we understand molecular structures. We can create or design molecules. 1959, he made a statement that once we are in a position to assemble things atom by atom, molecule by molecule, we can understand, we can create or we can design new molecules, we can design new structures, and those will be altogether new. 6 decades before, long before, the gentleman, and today it is true. Today this statement is testified, it's a fact that we need to learn the techniques how to assemble things atom by atom, molecule by molecule, and how much size and what kind of a shape of a material you need, you prepare that. That will be sufficient for the purpose of applications where you are going. This was not earlier. Size and shape was having no business in the properties of materials. This is the first time in the history of a science. And that's why these materials have been given the name by Professor Hussain as a very good name, novel materials. These are indeed novel materials. And an ocean of applications everywhere. So what we do at National Institute of Technology, Srinagar, we is all going nice, sir? Bhattacharya sir? Hello? Hello?
Hello. Okay. Okay, sir.
Hello?
You continue. Okay, you continue, sir. Hello. You continue.
Okay, is it okay?
Is it okay? It is okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, right.
Voice is not clear.
Voice is not clear. There might be a little this one. Hello.
Hello. Hello, Doctor. Oh. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Ritunabu, you please contact Dr. Shahu.
Sir, I'm talking to him.
Hmm. Some network problem, I think.
Dr. Shah, you there?
Hello.
Dr. Shah? Participants, please bear with us.
Well,
Maybe
Ritu
some
Babu,
technical issues
please,
are there. We are
Ritu Babu,
contacting him. Sir, Professor Bhattacharya.
please contact mobile, Dr. Sahu to his mobile.
Okay, okay.
There may be some network problem. He is now offline.
Okay, okay, okay. Net चला गया.
Hello. Yes.
One
Dr.
minute, sir.
Sahu.
Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir. One. This technology has some limitations. What can I do here? Okay.
Better, Dr. Sahu,
Okay.
you off your display.
Hello.
If there is, it
Okay,
is
okay.
okay.
Okay, I'll off my display.
Okay, it will be better, I think.
Okay, okay.
Sir, you can
It
mute
will
your
not,
video.
it will not
You can
create a
keep
trouble.
your
Okay, okay.
mic on.
Let me talk. So, okay, 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 sir. So these materials of which I have given this slide that we prepare different types of materials. These are indeed novel nanomaterials. And then see the beauty of these novel nanomaterials, that we do have many of the So it was because of the compatibility of this scale that the medical sciences benefited mostly by this new technology, by these new materials which are in a nano dimension. Day in and day out, new things are coming up in medical sciences because of this nanotechnology, because of this new materials. And now see the physics part of it. What happens to physics when we talk about these new materials? Altogether things change. Gold is known as shiny yellow noble metal that does not tarnish, has a face-centered cubic structure, is a non-magnetic. It melts at 1100 Kelvin. Now see the country part of it. When you prepare the same gold in a nano dimensions, it's altogether different. A 10 nanometer particle absorbs green light, thus appears red, the first one. It changes color with size.
Dr. Shah? Are you there, Dr. Shah? No. Dr. Shah, the sound is not coming. Sound नहीं आ रहा है. Hello, hello. एक काम करो, सर को बोलो वीडियो.
Hello. Oh,
हाँ, वीडियो ऑफ करने के लिए. तो फिर दिखा रहा है कि बैंडविड्थ का कुछ issue.
I'm speaking so loudly.
yes. Hello, Dr.
Yes, yes.
Oh, you
Yes.
just off your display.
Okay,
Then
my
it will-
this one video, my video.
Video.
Your
sir.
video,
You
your
mute
video. You just
Okay,
off
okay,
your
okay.
video.
I'll stop my video. Stop video. Okay,
Then it will be okay, I think.
my video is stopped now, sir.
Okay, sir.
Start video or stop video? Stop. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's all right, sir. It's all right.
Okay, sir. Okay, it is all right. Okay, sir. You continue.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So,
Okay, sir.
I was talking about these novel materials which we prepare, which is being prepared all across the globe.
Hello. Still no. Connection is not. Connection is very poor. So,
Which gives a birth to new technologies. See, another part of this physics, what happens to physics when we talk about these novel materials, when we talk about these small materials, the moment you break these materials, heavy materials into small parts in nano dimensions, an extraordinary phenomena happens. You just see, if you have a particle of around 10 lakh, having 10 lakh particles, it is 6% of it will be on a surface. The moment you made 64,000, a cluster of a particle, 14% will be on the surface. The moment you go on downsizing it, 49, and the it is 76%. This is one of the beauties of these novel materials, that the moment we reduce them to nano dimensions, almost all atoms, they come on surface. So they are active for reaction. They are actively take part in chemical reactions. They actively take part in surface sciences. So a new physics has emerged. So you need to break the material into nano dimensions if you want its surface area to volume higher. And once you do that, your surface area to volume increases. You can do extraordinary business with these materials. They will find applications in energy. They will find applications in electronics. They will find applications in environment, and they will find applications in healthcare devices. Provided you are in a position, provided you have a mastery in making the materials into nano dimensions.
Hello. Hello, Dr. Shah. No sound.
Right? And then the diamond, and then separate their properties in two columns, altogether different. In 1985, a group from United States of America headed by Somali, they come up with another form of a carbon. It was exactly like a football. And we all know this is known as a buckyball, Buckminster fluorine, or we call it as C60. जिसे हम C60 कहते हैं. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir, Bhattacharya sir, is it okay?
Yeah. It is okay. You can.
Okay, it is okay. You continue.
So
Okay.
we're discussing about the third form of a carbon. It came in 85, and this was the first nanomaterial which we have been able to see the third form of a carbon headed by this. Since it was a closed cage, it could not get a fame in media and then also not in scientific fraternity. Nevertheless, they got the Nobel Prize probably in 87 for this novel discovery. And this material has been probably given as a celebrate to the 10th class or 9th class students that the carbon has now a three forms, well-known three forms: graphite, diamond, and then the buckyball. But see, the buckyball has a distinction. It's altogether different. It's only 1 nanometer. So time went on. A Japanese professor came up in a conference with another form of a carbon. He was laughed at. He was told that, what are you showing? He was showing the tabular form of a carbon. Carbon in tubes. Carbon tubes, since these tubes were also in nano dimension.
Hello.
I told you it was because of the compatibility of size that medical sciences got much more benefited by these novel materials. Among them, the first novel material is a carbon nanotube. it is still growing, and it is still showing marvelous applications in our day-to-day life. So people making practices, they were in a position to make double wall carbon nanotube. Tube, we are having problem.
Yes, sir. There is problem in sound. Audio problem, sir.
And this was done
Hello, Dr. Shao. There is no audio.
Yes, sir. Hello, am I audible? Am I
Now
audible?
you are audible. Yes, now you are audible.
Hello?
But sometimes, hello, are you listening me? Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Now it is
Yes,
audible,
yes,
but
yes.
okay. Sometimes voice goes. You continue.
Sometimes
sir.
what breaks. I'm sorry. What can I do? So
No. There is some network problem. Okay, sir. You continue.
it is 4 parts. One was graphite, diamond, buckyball, and then the carbon nanotube, which was put to applications in our day-to-day life. Conference in New Delhi. Time went on. Physics people were probably, what can I say in English? We were in a search. We were beating our head to peel off a single layer from the graphite block. How to peel a single layer from a graphite block? It was not possible. It was not possible. Till 2004, a Russian scientist came up. What he did, he couldn't peel off a single layer of a graphite, though the equations were written for this single layer of a graphite. But people were not in a position to remove a single layer of a graphite from, from this graphite block. This Russian professor did it in 2004, and then got a Nobel Prize in 2010 for this novel discovery. Graphene is one of the wonderful materials which physicists, which material scientists have ever been able to produce. This is one of the wonderful materials. A single layer of atoms, a single layer of carbon atoms, rigid. It is perfect thermal conductor, a crystalline allotropy of carbon, 100 times stronger than stainless steel, and the lightest of the light material that not even a gas molecule can pass through it. It's finding applications in electronics, in your mobile phones, in your screens, and then in sensors, then in supercapacitors, and then many things, I'll tell you. And batteries, in water splitting applications, in graphene patch detectors glucose inside. So sugar patients, it's being used. It has many applications. It has many applications. New research must be better reported. The future of the society depends on it. I'll request my colleagues, I'll request the faculty at the Tripura University, and that whoever is listening them, we need to introduce these new materials to the new students, to the new brains. They will work on them, and new things and new good life may come up with these new novel materials. So just see, MIT developed CNT-based microprocessor. It's not 8085 now. Your CNT was used between the source and the drain. Many CNT, and that conductivity raised exponentially. There were many applications of these carbon nanotubes. There were many applications of these two-dimensional nanomaterials. Morph is a concept. This concept has been done by the Samsung probably, that demonstrated how future mobile devices might be stretchable. Oh, you can stretch your device, mobile device, flexible, allowing the user to transform their mobile device into radically different shapes. You can now change the shape of your mobile in future. Used to detect COVID-19 quickly and accurately. There are many reports about it. The UIC researchers found that the vibration of antibody-coupled graphene sheet changed when treated with COVID-19 positive sample, but not when treated with COVID negative and with other coronaviruses. Vibrational changes measured with a device called a Raman spectrometer were evident in under 5 minutes. So you just see that Raman spectrometer is now being used to detect these COVID with the help of carbon nanotubes. A graduate student from Berkeley reported that ultra-thin magnet that operates at room temperature could lead to new applications in computing and electronics. Such high-density compact electronics or spintronics memory devices and new tools for the study of quantum physics. You are getting a new physics, altogether a new physics, altogether a new chemistry, altogether a new biology. It is going to revolutionize the world. It's not just in the novel materials. The novel materials are finding place almost in every sphere of life. This discovery is exciting because it not only makes 2D magnetism possible at room temperature, it was not possible earlier, but it also uncovers a new mechanism to realize 2D magnetic materials. Biocompatible thin films, nanofilms will be used, and then these films will be used for medical devices. The polymeric thin films heating device can be sent non-invasively to tumor tissues using endoscope. And by applying a magnetic field from outside the body, it's possible to heat the tumor tissue without the need of large equipment. This process was known as high.
Hello. Hello.
Chemicals, these are gold nanoparticles which are safer and which are कोई मुझे कह रहा है कि कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ रही है anyway. So
Hello, Dr. Shao. Hello. Dr. Shao, there is problem in the audio.
Sir, I'm talking to Dr. Shah. He is having some technical issue.
Okay, okay,
So he will be coming.
okay. Thank you.
Participants are requested to bear with us. It seems the speaker has some network issue at his end. So we are trying to resolve it. Please bear with us. Thank you.
म्यूट कर हेलो 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 भट्टाचार्य साहब हेलो हेलो
Okay, sir. Okay, it is coming, sir.
भट्टाचार्य साहब
Okay, it is
it is
coming.
coming
Okay,
okay
You
okay
continue.
okay so I was talking about this one, these novel materials find applications in health sector, in diagnostics, in separation, in image guidance, in cosmetics, in gene therapy, in drug delivery, and forensic laboratories. All these novel materials. And then these novel materials are finding applications in food and agriculture, in food and nutritional supplements, food packaging. And then I told you that that recently our honorable Lieutenant Governor has launched a nano fertilizer in Jammu and Kashmir. So we hope that this new revolution in agriculture sector will be because of nanotechnology. So by this also, it will reduce the pollution, soil pollution of fertilizers. These are being used in electronics, and these materials, these novel materials are being used in materials also. You can see in cutting tools, we use nanomaterials, we use coatings, resistant coatings, we use in fuel cells, we use in conductors and semiconductors, we use in sunscreens, and we use in memory devices, high storage memory devices. New research must be better reported. The future of society depends on it. So we use in solar cells, and hopefully the efficiency of solar cells may increase probably double fold with the help of these novel materials. We have self-cleaning glasses coming up. with the help of nanotechnology and many more things may come up within this decade. And now see, have a look on this slide that we have right now. A troubled world, we need all to join the hands, biologists, the doctors, the chemistry people, the physics people, engineers. They should join hands and come up with an amicable solution to the problems in health sector, to the problems of water scarcity, to the energy storage problems, to its production, to food processing, to agriculture production, and to environment. There are many issues which the world is facing right now. And by 2050, all of us, many of us will see this 2050. We will be having 10 billion population all across the world. So what will happen to all these issues which we are seeing right now? And then the threat of Ebola, then the threat of coronavirus. This small science is going to give an amicable solution for this one. We need novel ways to eradicate viruses. We need novel materials to eradicate all these issues on this planet. So one of my book has come up. It is Nanotechnology, the Science of Small. So read it. It's a basic book for undergraduate students. Have a look to it and then start your life in this new and emerging field, which will engulf the whole, probably the globe within a decade. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bhattacharya Sahab, please send us questions. Question answer session जरा देख लो वो कहाँ है?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, sir. It's a nice
Questions?
lecture. Sometimes some interaction. That is okay, sir.
Yeah.
Now I am requesting.
Yes.
Also, there is some.
Please.
Hello. There is some
Yes.
message. Some questions.
Please. Please tell. Please, sir.
Okay. I am just asking. One question, Mohammad Minhaj Ansari, he wrote, how the shape of nanomaterials in body fluids determine the concerned disease.
Huh?
Hello.
Where is the? Yeah. Please, question. What is the question?
How the shape of nanomaterials in body fluids determine the concerned disease.
I cannot go with. I cannot. Just. What is the?
It
It is written in the chat
you
box.
can
It
read
is
in
written
chat
in
box.
chat box.
Yes,
Sir, should
it
you
is in the
change
chat
head
box.
book? Sir, should you change? Okay. What makes the
There are
physics
several
of
questions in the
nanomaterials
chat
so
box.
interesting
If you can
and
see.
offers new technological hopes? What makes the physics of nanomaterials? Okay, this question I can get from Jagdish Kumar. Okay, there might be other questions at the top, probably. No, please share. Please should change. Okay. Share the PPT with us. Okay. What makes the physics of nanomaterial? I'll answer this question till you write it back. Bhattacharya sir, please ask her to write the question back. What makes the physics of nanomaterials so interesting and offer new technological hopes? Yes, and yes. In my first slide, I said these are novel materials, and then they change properties. Once you change, please send feedback link. What is this one? So, Manhaj Tiwari, okay. What's the shape of nanomaterial in a body fluid determine the concerned disease? Okay. So these nanomaterials, which are giving us a new technological hope, is because that new physics is coming up, new biology is coming up, new properties are coming up, and those properties are not ordinary. They are much better than what we used to have with the materials, with the ordinary materials. it is probably 10 times better. 10. So we may hope new technological birth with this technology, but it needs young brains like you, and it needs young brains to work on it. How the shape of a nanomaterial in a body fluid determine the concerned disease? Okay, you are right. You are right. The question is so good, so good. So see the disease. Right now in the morning I was reading that once you breath on a tub having a nanoparticles fluids, that it will detect your diseases. It will detect your diseases. Different types of different nanoparticles can change color. Can change color. Manaz, hello, hello,
Okay, sir, you
Mohammed
continue.
Manaz, Mohammed
Yes,
Manaz.
sir. Yes, sir. I'm getting your voice. Please answer.
You are hearing. You are hearing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Listen first, then I'll tell your, then I'll answer your this one question. We used to have a doctor here, very intelligent doctor in Kashmir. So he was on a usual round in a hospital. Just on entrance, he told that there is a such kind of a patient. You are listening, Manaz?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm getting your voice.
Okay, okay. So the doctor said that there is a such kind of a patient in a ward. The patient raised his hand, said, yes, I am. Anyway, the round was completed. The junior doctors asked this great doctor, the senior one, sir, how do you know about this one? This kind of a patient is there. That senior doctor replied, the intelligent brain replied, listen, doctors, listen. Such kind of patients have an altogether different smell. The moment I entered into the ward, I got the different smell, and I told you that there should be this kind of a patient. So the nanoparticles, the novel materials, have this capability to understand what kind of a disease it is. Either they change the color, either they change the shape, either they change something, sensors, so you can find out the concerned disease, whether that disease belongs to that or not. Come next, sir. How the shape of nanoparticle? Yeah. Working principle of self-cleaning glasses. It is just like a lotus. Who is that? What is that? Kidir Ahmed to everyone. Yeah. You get a self-cleaning glass. It's it's a hydrophobic process. As you are getting a clean lotus, who cleans that in the every morning? There are so many dust particles roaming. Yeah, they do not allow the dust to come near. You will have your self-cleaning glasses. You will have now self-cleaning surfaces with the help of nanoparticles. They will not allow the dust to come in. Sir, what else? Utpal Sarkar. Sarkar to everyone. Thank you. Sir.
Okay,
Bhattacharya, sir.
yes. Anybody?
Please keep
Has
us
any
sending questions. Through which method synthesis we can get more and more smaller nanoparticles? Okay, who is this? Ajay Tiwari. You are listening? Ajay Kumar Tiwari. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm listening, sir. Yes.
Hello? Ajay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm listening, sir.
Yeah, Ajay, listen. There are many new techniques where we can make the nanomaterials, but I can admit that we do not have a mastery to make nanoparticles of our choice yet. But there are techniques now, including the microwave technique, where you can make the nanomaterials so small and more or less of your choice, more or less. So there are microwave methods. It is something similar to what we have in our kitchens also, but that needs a little modification. Few of the people were in a position to make modification of that and produce nanomaterials of different shapes and sizes. Oh, graphene. Nothing. Who is that? Farhana Yasmin to everyone. Oh, special significance of a graphene. Please just go to the Google and see how many applications this graphene has. Graphene is a wonderful material. It's finding applications in your sunscreens, in your mobile screens. It's finding applications in sensors. No, you will have a smart sensor. God forbid if a COVID virus or an H1N1 virus enters it into any university or enters it into any house or any campuses, it gives a buzz that you need to wear a mask, that such and such bad molecule has entered the campuses. Graphene is doing wonders in energy sector, in flexible electronics, in wearable electronics, in medical sciences, and then also in agriculture field. Farhana, are you listening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm listening to you.
You are listening. This is a wonderful material which we need to understand, and physics people are doing the theoretical part of it. Chemistry people should come up, they should fabricate and means to fabricate it more. And then the people in applied sciences, in medical sciences, in agriculture sciences, and then in also in engineering sciences should come forward to make use of it, to make the life better. It has tremendous application. Tremendous application.
Thank
Who's
you, sir.
gentleman? Feedback link. Sir, Bhattacharya Saab. Bhattacharya sir. Sir,
Hello. Hello. Okay,
sir,
sir.
no question, sir, please. Carry on.
Any more question from anybody?
Carry on, sir, your questions. Sir, carry on. Sir, we know that when we move from bulk to nano, there is an extreme change in properties, sir. Does a non-toxic material in bulk can be toxic in nano size? Oh, very good. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, it can be. And the vice versa is also true. That a toxic bulk material can be a non-toxic nanomaterial. The vice versa is also true. We need to take the precaution. I have not worked on these radioactive materials. Probably few people might have done, and we might have, we should have seen what happens to them when they are in nano dimensions. But nonetheless, this is true, and the vice versa is also true. Please discuss how nanomaterials are implemented in MEMS domains, RF MEMS domains. Radio frequency microelectric mechanical systems. Yes, it's because of these nanomaterials that these MEMS is now being treated as one of the emerging areas of mechanical engineering. So exactly, to be very honest, I don't know its use, but it's finding its applications, and it is because of these applications that it's one of the emerging fields in mechanical engineering. Gogoi to everyone. Okay, sir. Thank you. Sir,
Okay.
please tell me
Okay, sir.
more questions, sir, as many as you can. Bhattacharya, sir.
Okay, sir. Any more question from anybody?
Sir.
Okay, sir. Actually,
Sir.
it's a nice lecture.
Sir.
Hello. Hello.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
It's a nice lecture and
Okay,
encouraging
I'm
lecture.
hearing. I'm hearing.
Okay, and a lot of questions also come. And that is okay. You also give answer very nicely. And now I think that if there is no more question, then thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your very encouraging lecture and very, very valuable information you already gave us. Okay, sir, and thank you.
Sir, with the last word, sir, with the last word to the faculty. Sir, with the
Yes,
last
sir.
word. Just as
Okay,
the
sir.
ripples separate out when a single pebble is dropped into water, the actions of teachers can have far-reaching effects. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.
Who is this?
Okay, Dr. Shah, thank you for your nice lecture. So